been a bit since the last video, and I've got an idea.
Cool, let's hear it.
So I've noted down a lot of bad movie ideas before, and I think there's something to explore here.
Okay, so like bad ideas as in they're so bad they're good?
No, I mean, I wouldn't say they're so bad they're good. They might be so bad you can't look away bad, or probably just so bad you wouldn't really watch them bad.
Yeah, I think I've come up with a few terrible ideas before.
I mean, hey, you committed to this intro, right? Come on, really?
All right, this one's weird, this one's different. Let's just jump into this before I completely back out of this idea. So, warning, I'm about to serve up some fast pitches for terrible movie ideas. Truth be told, they're not entirely fleshed out. If we really want to be honest, these ideas have mostly hit me while I've been on the toilet or in the shower, because that's where I'm the most vulnerable at questioning, am I the problem? These movies should just never get made. But should they ever do, may they start with a warning that reads,
"The following story was never meant to be told out loud. Viewer discretion advised."
I usually try to talk about filmmaking or photography related subjects, sprinkling in some education, some information, in a way that also gives my own perspective, my own opinions. This one's nonsense. First up, I'm proposing a love story, and not a rom-com. I mean a full-on, straight-by-the-books love story. It's about a guy who's not an architect, not in marketing, or a first responder. So, off to a good start. He's actually a couples counselor. He's gone through couple after couple, relationship after relationship, marriage after marriage. Until one day, he comes across a married couple by the name of Bill and Belle Bassley, the Bassleys. Belle likes the way the counselor hears her out, understands her side, is able to help voice her opinions and thoughts on the matter. Belle has notes, the counselor notes down those notes, and she notices. So, Belle starts to fall for our counselor. And what's worse, the counselor starts to fall for Belle. The problem is, the counselor and Belle, they believe they're good people deep down, so they would never want to ruin a marriage by cheating. But they would by lying. So the counselor starts to come up with reasons and trying to persuade Bill on why Belle just isn't right for him. And Belle, she's using every tactic in the book to kind of get Belle to twist her words and twist the relationship and look back with a new perspective that maybe they're just not meant for each other. And Bill, I mean, this guy, he just keeps trying and trying to make it work, and he's more and more coming to the realization that, no, like he hasn't done enough. I mean, he also sees himself as a good guy, and sure, he may not have ever had much interest in what she's been into over the years, and sure, maybe he is a little lazy, and sure, maybe he doesn't know much about nothing. But he is starting to really follow these feelings that no, this is something that he can work on and he can save. But as Bill keeps trying, Belle keeps trying too, and eventually, the counselor and Belle managed to just really get in this guy's kitchen and start moving everything around. He now comes to the conclusion towards the third act that they are just not right for each other and decides that divorce is probably the best solution. Sad. And the plot thickens because Belle and the counselor do end up together. However, turns out Bill was a bit of a racist. And Belle, well, she realizes that she may have been kind of into that. Really didn't see that coming. So Belle leaves the counselor, and the counselor realizes that he has a new interest in breaking up marriages that otherwise probably would have been fine without him. Yeah, it gets dark. Real Saltburn energy, this movie. And so the movie ends with no real heroes, some very weirdly unnecessary feelings, and a Team Edward, Team Jacob scenario that literally nobody asked for. If I said it was a romance, it's actually a thriller, and it's called I'm Thinking You Might Be Toxic. Didn't I say these would be quick? Now, if you didn't like that one... So next up, we have a detective movie that takes place in the old barrel and wagon ages. Some real Agatha Christie mystery type stuff. The whole thing is about a detective in a town that is not his own, looking into a mysterious disappearance, suspected murder, of a young woman named John. Except he accidentally gets it translated as Joan. I know, ridiculous. You can't write this stuff, except I did. So he starts investigating, and these two people have honestly absolutely nothing to do with each other, and both of them are pure coincidences, except he cannot put that two and two together because he still believes this is the same case. He knows there's clues leading to the missing Joan, but he also keeps hearing about the clues leading to the missing John, and they do not line up, and he cannot figure out that they are two different people. Now that gets revealed towards the end in a big oh kind of moment, but at the time, it is a very confusing mystery movie. A lot of red herrings, except they're not red herrings, and yeah. Anyways, the movie ends with the reveal that they're two different people, and the horse's name was Friday. That's a joke, Google it. And yeah, the movie's called Dear Joan, a whodunit what's it story. Now, if you're still watching, it's because you represent the few who appreciate original storytelling. That being said, for this next one, I need to ask, have you seen MasterChef? Okay, well, forget what you know. This next pitch is for an inspirational competition kind of movie. It's about a contestant who enters a cooking show with life-changing opportunities in mind. But we've seen that story. This one, it's a little different. See, the catch is our character here is vegetarian, which on its surface, not a bad thing. A lot of great vegetarians out there. However, for the sake of drama and a bit of a hurdle for this character to overcome, they actually were raised hardcore vegetarian. I mean, they've never even remotely gotten near this stuff. They have no idea how to cook, prepare, or even what meat tastes like, ever. And we can make a whole backstory for that about how and why that was healthy and unhealthy. But the fact is, not only can they not cook meat, we will make it even more dramatic by saying that they've also never baked. They just have chosen not to get into baking whatsoever. So entering a cooking competition was a bold choice. But that's what makes it so compelling, because now we're watching this true underdog story where so many odds are stacked against them from even remotely winning the show. But they cook. They cook with their mind, their spirit, and their heart. We watch so as their determination drives them, and that's what makes this such a great underdog story. So many odds are just stacked against them from actually winning the show. And they don't. But they do make it to the top 10. Top 14. And they never stop cooking for themselves. It's a real inspirational story. It's the moral is so much more than the actual winning of the show. And yeah, this inspirational classic is called Easy as Pie When There's Bigger Fish to Fry. All right, now enough of these Indie Darling Award contenders, all right? Let's talk big scope. I want big picture, multi-picture, some real blockbuster kind of stuff. If there was ever a moneymaker, it was gonna be this one. We're gonna take a beloved property, all right? And the reason why is because familiarity is interest by default. So we don't gotta work as hard. We'll go ahead and just focus in on what makes it special. Toss it aside, because that much character depth, that much interest in storytelling, it's gonna take up way too much space on these scripts. Fast as money, so we gotta get these things out multi-year after year, all right? In fact, we really don't need to study up on the source material at all. If we know a couple names, we get the general idea, that should be enough. The internet will understand. If there's one thing I know, it's all thumbs up and forgiveness here. So we're gonna need a guiding light to really to push this mission forward, all right? And I got just the two cinema classics that can lead us to the promised land of big blockbuster money. I didn't even have that one written down. All right, I'm gonna close this stream of consciousness out with a real thinker, all right? This is gonna be one for the philosophers out there. It's about somebody who is really trying to explore the inner nature of human beings. This story is about a thinker who travels the world and is trying to prove that love at first sight and love is blind can be true at the same time. And the results prove to be inconclusive at every turn, all right? Just we get a lot more questions and no real answers. You'll walk away with a real Fight Club, Matrix kind of audience. Charming. Take the next day off work, because it's gonna be a while before you recover from this one. And this one will be titled, Love at First Hindsight, I Should Have Seen This All Along, The Way to True Love. And that's all I got for you, all right? I gotta keep it short, because any more of these and I will just lose all sense of what good storytelling actually is. Leave a comment down below, which one of these would you see and why would you walk out of them? I'd love to hear your thoughts over these unsalvageable ideas. And what you thought of this video, which really did seem like a good idea, before I started talking. I'll be dropping more content soon, so hope you hit that subscribe button. I've heard that some fun magical things happen now when you do. I don't have a phrase or motto to say here. Bye.